then. Here we go. Today, I am making, I love fall, it's Pickin' Pumpkins Fragrance from Rustic Essentials. It's some that I had left over from last year. I really like it. I haven't even looked to see if it's still available this year yet. But I just couldn't wait to make pumpkin soap. So, and this is what it like I said, I barely had enough left over for a batch. It's going to be a little bit weaker as far as the scent goes than I would like, but not bad. So, with real pumpkin, yay, canned pumpkin. I just popped this can. When I'm done, I'll go ahead and put the rest up. But it says on their ingredients, pumpkin. The end. It can be any pumpkin. This is like Dollar General pumpkin that I stopped and grabbed. It's pumpkin. It can be pumpkin from the garden that you have, you know, baked and fleshed out and froze up. There's still goat milk. I do this one, goat milk and lye, without spilling it on the table. Just like always. And since I already cheat the water, finger quotes, water, because it's goat milk, since I already cheat that a little bit, I don't soak full liquid. I've got plenty of room to put in about, I usually go like a heaping teaspoon, very small tablespoon per pound of oil. So, you know, nothing crazy, but just enough real pumpkin to say it's got pumpkin in there, and because it adds a little bit of that natural brown pumpkin color and all kinds of fun stuff. Usually comes out really good for me. Knock on wood, it goes well today, right? But yeah, couldn't wait to go ahead and get a little bit of that done. Later on, I'll be making a batch of Rustic, and I'm not real sure. I'm going to have to double check. I don't think I have a video on that one. It's a pretty simple batch. So, I mean, this is really pretty simple. Like, I don't do anything super crazy, but the more I think about it, the more I realize how easy most of this is that I do. I don't do lots of crazy stuff, though. And it still looks really pretty. We could put this in the sink. I'll clean that up later. Move that out of the way. I guess I'm the anti-crazy soap maker. So, oh, always helps if you put that on first. That's my stuff for my Rustic. And this one, since it's pretty simple, I always make it look like a pie. I can actually freely whip the heck out of this one, and it's okay. Look at that over there. Oh. In with the sodium lactate. Usually I put that in my lye. But it works this way too. Put that there. Wipe my hands off. I'm going to separate it out a little bit for the very bottom to do it brown, kind of like the crust on a pumpkin pie. I'm just eyeballing it. It's probably not quite a pound of soap. And then a wee little bit more. Well, actually more than a wee little bit. For the top, because the top is going to be white, like whipped cream. And since it's going to be white, and unscented. I'll be piping it on there. Splooshed. Oh, not a splash. Go ahead and get the top mixed up first. I guess it'd help if I move that. I guess I went kind of cheap with the white. Put a little more in. Yeah, that'll be better. And I get to blend the heck out of this one since I want it thick enough to pipe on the top, which satisfies my tendency to overblend nicely. I'm just trying to decide if I want more white. That should be enough white. And then scoot that out of the way. Where is my brown? My cocoa powder brown. Yeah, today will be the last run of really the Christmassy, like, pre-soaping. And then, I'm just all kinds of Gracie knocking stuff over today. It's a little scary. I'm in here making soap. I want the brown thick, too. I want more brown instead brown. What? Yeah, just a little more. I want that good and thick, too. So that when I lay the pumpkin layer on top of it, it doesn't sink into it. Nice and thick. Maybe a little more brown even. See? Well, I almost just splashed that all over the table. It's raining a little bit outside right now, dare I say. It's a touch humid, and my glasses are fogging up, which makes me all kinds of less than graceful. When I can't see, it flusters me. That's a little more of that golden crust color I was going for. I'm really not that creative, y'all, so I'm thinking this year there's going to be a lot of stuff that looks like cake and pie, only it makes bubbles and it's soapy. Know what I mean? Okay, look how thick that is. Let's see if we can get that. Don't spill. See how thick that is? That's really how thick I wanted the white. But it's getting there. See how it's thickened up the longer it's sat? That'll be nice, I think, when I go to pipe it. We'll find out. So, in with the pumpkin. And see, I know people talk about, like, oh, water discount, blah, blah, blah. But one thing I've noticed with my pumpkin soaps is that they pretty much always seem to gel, at least partially, which helps to make them a little harder coming out of the mold. And the other thing is, depending on how it's processed, pumpkin's really not that wet. Like, yeah, it's going to take up some of the room with something in there, you know. But I just don't have a problem with my I would like. We want every last drop of that in there. I thought about trying to blend it up and mix it up with something. I just gave up on being that clever. But see, even the fragrance, it's light, but as soon as you kick it in there, it starts going dark. I mean, it's really not as dark a fragrance as you think, but you kick it in there and it turns like, I don't know if y'all can see, but like red on the end as soon as it hits the smoke. So you end up with this really pretty orangey brownish color. And I want that just a little bit thick too. Not quite as thick as I had hoped, but I think it'll thicken up a wee smidgen while I'm pouring the base. Everything's thickening pretty quick, but it's also just a little warmer than my oils were a little bit warmer than I normally soak with, because I knew I wanted to get a move on, so to speak. I'm not smart enough to edit the videos yet, like the pause and stop and start, and yeah, see how nice and thick that is? Lovely. I'll stir it, it'll loosen up just a little bit, but then it'll coat that bottom and I'll be able to float that pumpkin layer on top. But anyways, yeah, I'm working a little bit warmer than I normally do, because I'm not smart enough to edit videos, and even if I wasn't making a video, I'm not so much patient enough as I should be when it comes to sitting and waiting for stuff to get thick enough to pipe and all. And this helps a little. At least with this recipe, for me it does. Other people, it might work backwards. I don't know. I just know with this one, the warmer the oils, the quicker it gets thicker, and the sooner Mama can get into that piping bag and pipe on her topping, play with it. So, yeah, this is, I don't know if y'all can see exactly, but nice and thick. And then when I whack it down, it's a good thing I have gloves on. When I whack it down, I'm going to go pound this on a solid counter. As you can see, it's still got a few little ridges, but it's smoothed out, which is what I was going for. And see, this is thick, but it's still mostly pourable. Yeah, fragrance could be a little stronger, but I mean, it's floating right on top of that other layer. Like, it's not even trying to sink into it, which is nice, because I don't have to be super steady-handed to get this even. As super steady-handed, I am not. Yeah, I could have easily used like 30% more fragrance than I had, but it's still going to smell good. And actually, it might come out a little lighter than it normally does, so it's still going to be really pretty. We'll see. But this is just like the fall preview batch. I need to order enough to do several big batches of everything once I decide for sure what stays and what goes. And I might, for kicks even, try one new pumpkin fragrance that I've been eyeballing and see what I think of it. I won't tell y'all what till it gets here. We'll leave it a surprise. Surprises are fun. Kind of, sort of. Sometimes surprises are bad, especially in soap making, but usually they're fun. Wipe that off, go whack that down. So, voila. Probably, actually, because my table tends to lean a wee little bit. Put that in the sink. We'll see where we are at. Oh yeah, look at that. That's like real and proper icing. I'm going to mix it up a little bit before I put it in the bag, but nice and pipeable. Hopefully I'm not whipping a whole bunch of air in here. Little air. Little air never hurt. However, a lot of air will be ugly bubbles later. And we're going to see if this works. See here, I have this little cheapy piping frosting set. It's all plastic. It's not bad, but it's not like super fantabulous either. And the piping bag is supposed to be like this reusable, frou-frou piping bag, and I hate it. It is a pita to get soap out of. Like, I'm not sticking my arm in there when it's fresh raw soap, that's for sure, trying to clean it out. And, because your arm just disappears like halfway to your elbow in this bag you can't even see through. You don't know what you're going to rub up on, light heavy soap, right? But then you let it turn into soap and saponify in there. You can't get it out. You gotta let it sit in a big old bucket of hot water and kind of melt it out, and then rinse it with the sink sprayer. Oh, pita, I said. So, nothing's too shabby. I guess we'll get some of that heat out of the way so I can start piping. I know, I have serious issues with taking stuff to the sink. And the best part about these little bags is, look, whoop. So, but I've never tried putting a tip in there, but I'm hoping it goes well. Oh, look at that. Oh, how fun. I think I'm going to end up putting probably bigger rosettes as I go down, though. And probably a double roll. I'm not exactly Gracie or Miss Frost the Soap. I'm not great at it. But it sure as heck entertains me to do it from time to time. So it has been busy around here. Try not to cough on my soap. If you've seen some of my other videos lately, we are working on getting the big oak tree out back. Down. No more. 86. It was dying. It was throwing giant limbs, which a limb on that tree is like a full-grown tree in other people's yards. That's how big this thing is. And I actually think I have a video up, though I'm not sure, of one of the limbs that they cut off of it as it came down. Huge. Massive. So, it's taken 2 weekends already, and I think we're looking at a third. You know, they got all the most dangerous stuff off, made sure it was balanced, came back, did a little more. But it's hot, which slows progress. They've had a few equipment issues, which always slows progress. Now I'm trying to decide if I want to go back over the top or do something else with the soap. Because those are cute little dots of soap. And I've got enough to go back over it, so maybe in the middles, like that. But, yeah. So my weekends have been sucked up with quite a bit of that. And you know, whenever stuff is not right, a little bit of a mess, so on and so forth, it kind of throws off the whole mojo of things. So I've been mojo-less here lately. But it'll get better. It's perking up and getting better. It'll be really nice when it's done. It'll be sad. I mean, it is sad, like watching that big old tree go. It's one of those ones where you look at it and you just know in your heart it started out as like 5 trees that kind of grew together. Well, I think it was probably 2 or 3, actually. But, yeah, it'll be sad when it's all gone. We have lost quite a bit of shade out over the yard and the house. But it's not the end of the world. So, and it's better than having it come crashing through the house one night. Or day. But that really looks kind of neat. There's a few little naked spots on the side, but I'm not going to push it and put maybe down the middle, like a taller, I don't know. Some of those are kind of ridiculous. And some are not really tall enough. Due to my inadequate piping skills, no 2 batches of this soap are ever the same. I should have left it well enough alone. But that's okay. We'll put this somewhere I have. Or maybe I don't. Oh, no, I do. This little nifty 9-ball mold thing. We'll fill this up for kicks. Make some white soap balls. Why not? Why not? Okay, I think I'm still going to have a ton of white soap left. But this thing's kind of fun. So, anyways, I hate to let a lump of soap. I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. That's not a lot of soap, but it's a pretty little lump. Yeah, 5 ounces. That's like 1 bar soap. That's not that bad. I can let that go. I know, I'm super, super Scroogey cheap. I know. You don't need to tell me. I know. This one always gets a little bit of glitter on the top. I think it just gives it that added pow. Kapow! Pumpkin soap. So, we'll glitter this one up. I'll tap it down in just a second. Kind of sink the glitter in it there. Maybe a little more glitter. You can almost never have too much glitter. Fun thing is, with glitter, if you do get too much, you can kind of rub it off of there. I was trying to keep my hands clean, so when I go to make the next batch of soap, I can just leave these gloves on and scoot along to the next one real fast, because I'm running low on gloves. But that's okay. I don't put glitter on the rustic soap, or I wouldn't care so much. But My hands are sweating in my gloves. And here we have it. Pumpkin pie. The top, I should have left well enough alone. It was this really pretty little, I don't know. And then I tried to do the middle, but it's okay. So that's that. I'll get this posted. We'll move on to the next video.